What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG video where I'm joined by a special guest coming off of his top 4 finish in Cologne Regionals over in Germany this past weekend. We have Pedro Torres. Pedro, how are you feeling, man? How's it going?
Feel good, feel good. That's top four, playing a good deck, so the feelings are really nice. And got down the trophy is always good.
Yeah,
So really,
absolutely.
really happy. Yeah.
Yeah, and this year instead of semifinalists, we see top 4 on the trophies. So
Yeah.
that's kind of an interesting little twist there. But definitely, congratulations. We can see kind of behind you the trophies you got on the wall. Definitely, I've said for the past couple years, I think you have been one of the most consistent players in the game, and a top 4 to regionals, especially the largest regionals in Europe's history, definitely solidifies that in my mind. So congrats, man.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
so we are looking on the screen here at the Pika Bills deck that you played to get you there. Of course, revolving around Pikachu and Zekrom. So before we talk about the list and kind of your tech options, because there's definitely some interesting ones here. Of course, Electros, Hoopa, and then the Bills themselves. Why don't you tell us what led to you choosing Pikarom for this event? Why did you feel like it was the best play for the tournament?
So well, afterwards, we create the abilities are with Tord, Limitless, and friends. I guess it was a good deck, the welder deck with
Mm-hmm.
abilities. Nine tails for wars because the victim is surprise that can tweet one hit KO from nowhere. The super speed with acrobikes and the den engine. So it was really good. But then after discover the deck and everyone playing, it feels like if you face a mirror, that can be super random, super like can be each well, each side can win no matter if you are more skilled or less skilled because you can hit more welders and win.
Sure.
So it was a good deck for wars, but then I guess we need to drop it because even if it's a deck too that if you with welders you can your outplay comeback is really low if you don't play stamps or something. So I played the week before Cologne. I played the double league cup in Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
and I played the ability uh, like the same deck than Wars abilities are in the first league cup. I made top eight, but really close. Like I was super lucky to make top eight. I didn't feel that my skill was rewarded as a player,
Sure.
and I lost in top four against Green Star, because of Stamp and Power Plant and KO, and that's even if I had my outs, he beats me 2-1. One game was like Power Plant on one, and I just scoop. So then I played the Mewtwo box on Sunday, and I faced two Blacephalons in the two last rounds, and I couldn't make top eight. And normally, every cup I played in Spain, we don't have a lot of players, so it's not that hard for me to make top cut normally.
Mm-hmm.
But playing Mewtwo was like, all right, you face Power Plant, turn one, you lose. If you don't draw like correctly, if you face Blacephalon, it's really hard because you give three prizes, three prizes. So I was super confused for this regional because abilities are felt not that good, not the reward and the skill of as a player, and Mewtwo is super countered by Power Plant or even Blacephalon or even Malamar with the Power Plants and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So a friend of a Spanish friend told me on Tuesday, yeah, on Tuesday last week, he was testing Pikachu Zekrom, and he said that felt super good. He sent me the list he was testing. It's the same guy that created the Zapdos Jolteon in the last season. That I won a special event. I made top for another special event. I won some league cups, and the same guy that created the Zapdos Jolteon sent me the list that he created with the Bills engine and more the engine than supported draw. That's why we play three the Dennis. So I guess it was like I wasn't happy with Richey or Mewtwo, and a friend sent me a new concept that I said, all right, we're gonna try. I tested 2 days this new concept with Pikachu Zekrom. I had really good results on TCG Online Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday I went to the regional, and I bring with myself like the abilities are. It was like the safe. I wasn't that happy, but it was like the deck that I played the most afterwards.
You're like
And then you
your fallback deck for the tournament.
exactly, and then you pick up builds. That felt super good. So I tested a little with my Spanish friends and felt good. And yeah, I bring the deck, and I'm actually really happy because all the games I could play and I didn't break, I won. So really nice, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, I want to ask you before we get into the tournament about just kind of some of the decisions here in the deck building process. Obviously, like you said, your friend sent you the deck, but I'm sure you still, if you
Yeah,
felt changes needed to be made, you would have made them for
exactly.
sure. So I guess the first question would be why Bill's analysis over some of the other supporters we've seen, namely Judge, but then also even Cynthia or Lily. Why did Bill's feel better than those supporters?
So the thing was, my friend was testing like 2 weeks in local challenge and cups. He made really good results. He's right now first in Spain of championship points.
Okay.
I'm second right now, so he's a really good player, really good deck builder. And he was testing the deck like 2 weeks. His name is Edward Luque, and he told me more or less the process of the deck building. But I was talking with him the last change, and talking with him, and with my test, I already made some change to the list, minor change. But he told me like testing Pika Zekrom. Sometimes in turn one, you definitely prefer Lily for a lot of cards to prepare a full return through, or sometimes in turn one, your hand is full of electric powers and custom catchers, and you want to Cynthia, definitely. So he told me that turn one, of course, you prefer that supporters, but once you advance in the game, if your turn one is not that bad, if you can Dedenne, because this is a Dedenne engine, as a non-draw supporter, you Dedenne twice, normally every game. If your hand turn one, you only threw like one power, one catcher, something like that, after turn one, turn two full beats, you definitely want to build or Bonner with the Jirachi engine every turn, because if you with for ball, you have to play for Bonner, that is the main engine, but if you with Bonner for a switch or catcher or power, you can Jirachi for build, for example, and build gives you have a lot of outs to hit the cards you need. That could be switch because we play a lot of copies of everything, like four switch, of course, for powers and for catchers, but you have a lot of outs. While Cynthia is random in mid game because can give you the cards or not, and Lily in mid game sometimes you Lily for one or Lily for two. So we discovered it that Bill felt, in our opinion, felt the best supporter mid and late game. So is the deck is a really worst in turn one, but once you turn one is okay, then we feel that Jirachi and Bills and Bonner give you everything every turn.
Sure. All right, and then I want to ask you about the one prize Pokemon that you chose to play. There's definitely a lot of little one prize tech Pokemon that people, have teched in and out of a bunch of different decks, being Tapu Fini, things like Mew as well with Bench Barrier. Some of the Americans played this weekend. They got top 16. They played the Mew in Pikarom. But we see you have the one of Zapdos with Thunderous Assault, the one Hoopa with Evil Admonition, and then also the one Electros. This was kind of a surprising card, I think, to a lot of people, with Electric Swamp. I think this is a card that people tested a lot whenever the set first came out for Worlds, but then it just kind of never ended up staying in people's lists. So why those three? Why not the other ones? And specifically, why the Electros?
All right, so we tested the more or less every matchup, and every matchup tier one decks feel like 50-50 at least. So if you draw well, your skill will be rewarded. And if the game goes wrong, you have the stamp comeback with Right to Paralyze to comeback. So every matchup feels like 50-50 at least. So we thought we didn't need to test against Blacephalon. That was super popular. Against tag teams, you normally take 3 prizes if you prepare a good board. So we wanted to touch, especially against one price attackers. We wanted to touch against mainly Malamar,
Mm-hmm.
because Malamar had a really big hype because of you, Grant, winning Malamar every single cap. So I was like, all right, Malamar is super hyped, uh, especially in America, but of course, people in Europe will play the deck. So my friend tested with Hoopa and non Electros. He had a road time with only Hoopa because when you like to say it quickly, more or less, like when you full bliss and stuff, you normally lose the price race if the opponent plays Spur and Mew. So we needed to has at least two or three one praise attackers that when you KO the Giratina, he can't KO back. So we felt we covered with Pick and Raichu in general and Serahora all the tag teams and Blacephalon, but we wanted to cover Malamar that without one press attackers you can't win. So with Hoopa is I guess is still favorable with for Malamar. If Malamar of course Giratina turn to you. If Malamar don't Giratina turn to you, it's like a brick and we win. But we want to think that every Malamar will Giratina turn to you, KO Jirachi. So if the opponent plays Pura and Mew, you can't beat the matchup because of price raise. So we said, all right, so why not join two non-press attackers that Giratina can't KO you back, like Hoopa, the opponent can't KO you back, and Electros, you hit 130, and you have 150 HP, and then they can't KO you back. Of course, this is with the combo with the Lysander Labs. You need to prepare the combo with the Lysander Labs, so spell tag is not working.
Sure.
Then when we played both, Malamar matchup feels really good. Of course, we can lose, but the matchup feels really good with only that two non-press attackers. And of course, Zapdos helps in everything, like helps against tag teams, because you do hit KO with Zapdos and Pika, and helps in general to KO Jirachi in turn 1. So Zapdos was a must for us. We really liked it. But then it was like, all right, we want to beat Malamar. Let's join two one press attackers to beat Malamar. So that's what we don't want to lose to Malamar. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and you kind of already answered this next question with that last answer, but I was going to ask, why you chose to opt for the Lysander Labs over Power Plant, which is something we've seen kind of swapped in and out of Pikarom decks, people choosing for Power Plant for certain metas, and then a lot of the Americans this weekend actually played some counts of both Power Plant and Lysander Labs. Did you consider Power Plant at any point, but just opted for Lysander Labs for the Malamar matchup?
Yeah, we consider power plant, but it's mainly for Kelde only, and we already beat Kelde with Electros and Hoopa. You can even go Hoopa and then Electros, or Electros ability power, or for example, my wrong one that I will talk later. I thought those triple power. So we felt Kelde was covered, and we expect more Malamars than Keldeo. So it's like, I guess Lysander Labs is better against Malamar and Gardevoir that won the last regional.
Yeah,
so with two lights on the labs, we covered the Gardevoir lightning charms. So we felt power plant is not needed. I already beat two Quacknack, Keldeo without power plant because we played three one press attackers and we covered better the Malamar and Gardevoir matchup that we expected the most.
All right. Well, if you want to run through what your tournament looked like, I'm sure that people would love to hear kind of how the run looked for you. So starting in day one, what did that first round look like? Were you nervous heading into the event? You're obviously a seasoned player. You've played for many years and had success at high-level events. Do you still find yourself ever getting nervous before round one or questioning your deck choice, anything like that?
Yeah, it was a little scary in general because I couldn't attend Sheffield. Of course, as every competitive player wants to be in the rankings up for the possible stipends or travel awards, or at least stipends if possible. So not attending Sheffield and only playing two caps, it was like a really low start for me. So I wanted to do well, but of course, the mainly purpose is always have fun. But of course, if I can do well, it's better. So I was like, I'm gonna play a deck that I'm only tested 2 days. But in my test felt really well. So a little nervous, but once round one starts, it's like, all right, let's go, and the deck is already chose.
Yeah.
Now we will see. So round one, I faced Quacknack. I was like, all right, let's see if the baby attackers works or not. And it was a really interesting list. He played the to the tennis, I guess, and lightning energy, so he can. With my Thunder Mountain, he could GX, with his Deden. It was like super interesting.
Very
but
interesting.
It was around that game one I tapped those triple power Keldeo. He immediately scooped because I can simply win the match with Pika and another attackers. And game two, I guess he half of bricks or something like that. Like Quacknack is really good when you set up, but it's sometimes tricky. So yeah, I 2-0 thanks to the baby attackers, and they break game two. Round two, I was on a stream against my friend Mehdi Hafi that he sent me the list he will play. I said it's a really good Pidgeotto control, and I started. It's on limitless, I guess, a stream. People can recheck, but it wasn't that fun because I started NA with a triple power, triple catcher in hand, something like that. So he simply wait to put the control. and I lost. And game two, I could won, but he got the lock, the completely lock when I was at 2 price remaining. So even if I had no time because time was called, even if I continued the game, I was locked. So definitely Pidgeotto beats me. I guess if it, with playing this Pika version, I feel like Pidgeotto and other Mills deck is the only auto losses for the deck. So I'm considering to join Cyrus Prism to try to at least, put it more complicated for Pidgeotto for other Mills deck that full bench. So probably Cyrus Prism is an option or
Yeah.
Sep Strike, but Sep Strike is 2 slots.
Sure.
But yeah, I guess it's an auto loss, and Medi plays really well, so he beats me. So I start 1-1. Then I face Mewtwo Welder Box. That is probably the most hardest matchup as attack teams. Mewtwo is hardest than Charizard, I feel, because they can normally Solgaletron 1 your Jirachi, KO your tag team, and then snipe the Dedenne.
Yeah.
So it's really easy for Mewtwo when they draw well. But I have my options like trying to go Stamp to 2 and attack with Elect or something like that. Both games he dead draw. He didn't saw a single welder both games. So he breaks twice. That's sad, but I will take this, I guess. So 2-1. Then I face a really good player, Martin Janus. He was first in Europe some years ago in championship points. Always doing well in regionals international. He plays Spiritomb and Friends. So I was really happy to play 3 1 price attackers to try to win this matchup. I guess both games I start Pikasek. For sure, the second game I start Pikasek, and game one I guess I need to bench Pikasek. But I didn't want, of course. I wanted to try to win the matchup only with Zapdos, Hoopa, Electros, and Zeraora, because if you go Pikasek at 1 point, he will 2-hit KO, and you only take 1 price, they take 3. So it was like super, super close games, both. And both games were by Stamp to 2 or Stamp to 1 for my side, KO, and pray he didn't hit like the three cards combo that he needed to win. So that's the problem with the Spirit and Friends. And in the past, feels the same like Baswell Shrine, that against big decks that you in the past you let loose or now you stamp. They need a really big combo to take a prize, while you simply attach KO with Zapdos or Fuba. So both really close games. Probably if Spiritomb draw well, he has the advantage because I play 2 and 3 price attackers and they play only 1 price attackers. Baby Bass to KO Pika, Spiritomb KO Zeraora with 160 and some strike damage. I play no healing cards. So I was scary, but yeah, both games stamp to 1, stamp to 2, and he wins. That's how the matchup works, more or less. Then I face, so I was 3-1, really happy. Round 5, I faced Blacephalon Naga. He didn't saw a single welder, or in the B-string turns he hits like 1 B-string. So I felt even if he hits welders and B-strings, the matchup is winnable. But it depends on like when you activate B-string, you need to attack with 1 price attacker. So I've prepared the board to full blitz. Even if I have electric power in hand, I don't KO the Blacephalon on purpose. I 150 and then later I KO with Zapdos. So the opponent needs, in the B-string turn, the opponent needs like everything plus double custom catcher, and normally it's hard. So with that strategy, normally the matchup feels fine, and if the opponent feels fine, everything plus catchers, you need to stamp, Raichu, GX, put 1 price attacker active, and they need to find again double custom catcher. So I already tested that matchup, it's good, but the Blacephalon draws really poorly, so that helps. But yeah, I felt comfortable with the matchup in general. So I was 4-1, and now I face my second lose, Pikasek, with Judge version. So he won the coin flip, judged me to 1, I break. I won the second game, and game 3 he judged me to 1, I break. He won game 3. So that's no. Even if I play 3 Jirachis, 3 Beers, 4 Borner, 4 Radar, 3 Dedenne, sometimes you draw energy, Zeraora, energy, custom catcher, or energy power, and you can't do anything more than put more, maybe 4 Jirachi. But well, that's fine. I accept it. This Pokemon is, he won the coin flip, he judged me to 1 both games, he found the Dedenne, I didn't. That's fine. So for 2, a little scary for 2 because I needed to win 2 and I did 1. I can't lose anymore if I want to play 2. Then face another Quack Knack, KLDO, and I simply win by Hoopa, Electros to KO KLDO, and then Pika KO me with catchers and then tag ball for game. Even if he set up really well both games, felt really good to play like one price attackers to win the Keldeo matchup. So and Keldeo hits only 110, your electors and stuff. So yeah, the matchup feels better. Like guess we don't need power plants with all the baby attackers. So I 2-0 him, even if he draw well. Then I face round 8 abilities are face abilities are round 8, and matchup is really close. But he never get the turn to 300 9 tails my Pika, so I full blitz. When the opponent KO my Pika, I stamp to 3, KO the Rachizar. At that point, you normally KO Jirachi early game with Aptos, so you only need double custom catcher to KO the Dene. While the opponent is stamped to 2, they need to welder 9 tails, or Poke Comfort Tutonator, a lot of stuff. So both games I won like drawing well and stamp to opponent and try to make difficult things for the opponent. And sometimes you can even catchers pull picks or 9 tails the same turn, so the opponent needs 2 turns to win. So yeah, like the matchup is close, but I draw well, and Stamp works. Like Stamp is one of the best cards in the deck.
For sure.
So I was 6-2. I won 2-0 all my rounds, and the 2 losses were 2 rigs. And I wanted to play round 9, but sometimes you feel alright. I feel super good with the deck, but I guess tied, and I did fine to go day 2. That's the safe play, so I went for the safe play and ID. So 6-1 feels very good with the deck, really powerful, really flexible. You can attack with one price attacker, 2 or 3 price attackers, depends on the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Round 10, now we are in day 2, and we are 750 players, so we need like 401 to make top 8. So I was expecting like top 32, get some money, get some boxes, some points, but I didn't thought about it. 401, but it's like, all right, let's try, but it seems super hard because even 401 was bubble. So 31 was bubble. So it's like really hard. Why not? Let's try.
Mm-hmm.
So round 10, I face Mewtwo Welder Box. And again, like Mewtwo didn't draw that well. And I felt the matchup is, if the opponent didn't draw that well, you simply go game plan of KO2 Mewtwo's with the stamp. So normally, if they don't draw like the nuts, you full blitz a Mewtwo, they KO you KO the Mewtwo, stamp to 3 or stamp to 2 if the opponent KO Jirachi. And normally the opponent needs to find the welder and all the stuff, if not that custom catcher. So again, I could 1-2-0 because the opponent didn't draw that well. That helps, of course. And round 11, the same. Round 11, I faced a Spanish friend. I was talking with her, the Mewtwo list she will bring to the tournament, and she made it too, so I was really happy with her. We face, and she breaks both games. I was sad.
Oh man.
She didn't find a single welder. I guess it's the tournament. I face more breaks of my opponents. That's sad, but the format in general is not that consistent like the past. So bricks are more popular, but I feel I was really lucky with the bricks. But I guess even with no bricks, I could fight every match up to win or lose, or try to win 2-1.
Yeah, and that's kind of like I think what it feels like with the Mewtwo decks, and even like the abilities art decks. It's like you play 4 welder, you play 4 supporters in your deck, and that's it. And if you don't find those supporters, you're like not doing very much. And that's why I liked Tord's deck so much, is because he had other things he can do on his turn if he doesn't play welder. But
exactly, like the red challenge or the Hapu to prepare the next turn. But if not, you are like super welder dependent, and that's super sad. Because sometimes I break like half break, like I simply pick attach pass. But I knew that's fine because I can full return too. But if you with welder, you probably lose a game.
Right.
A good deck. So yeah, I didn't want to play a welder deck, and feels good. So I was 8-1, and then I faced Tobias from Germany with fossils, but not Caracosta or no. Fighting fossils. So I was super scary because the fighting fossils KO me everything.
Oh man.
One hit, I give one prize. So I was like, ooh, that's gonna be a really bad matchup. But fossils start game 1 with Mew. Probably he plays like 4 Jirachi and 1 Mew, something like that. So he started like Mew. And he was like fossil pass. I was like, all right, that's my moment. And I could go like attach pass, but I really wanted to kill the fossil turn one with Zapdos or something, normally with Zapdos. So I threw like double three power, double custom catcher, trip, everything. Like I threw all my resources and I didn't find the Zapdos or the Pokecom or the Borner
Mm.
to hit the Pokecom. So I threw like a lot of important resources on one for nothing. And then the opponent draw like copycat, something like that, and start to play. But I was lucky because he hits like nothing every turn. So we were both like half of breaking. I finally stamp KO with Electros. He couldn't KO my Electros back. So I was super lucky that game. I need to be honest because I was super greedy because I felt all right. This matchup is bad, so I need to throw all the resources and find the KO fossil and win. I didn't, so I was punished for my own risky plays, and then I had no resources, but I was like KO with Abdos later, put in something active. Hopefully the opponent with the energy. So I was super lucky, and then finally stamp KO with Electros. He can't come back. And this game takes like 30, 40 minutes. And game two, I KO with Zapdos his fossil, and then he lands prison for Dragonite GX and Baby Dragonite. And he felt he had all the power, to win the game, but we had really few time. I guess he took like two prizes, but no more time. But probably will lose that game. But yeah, game one could be like any side. I could won, like he could won, but he drew really poorly. So I won a bad matchup, and I face now Pikasek with Lilies, so a normal build, no? Like normal Pikasek with Jirachis and Lilies. And it was my second mirror because the Pikasek judge, but well, my first mirror I could really play. So I didn't know how to face the mirror because it's like I feel like the first full blitz wins, but if you stand paralyzed, you can come back. So it feels really weird. So I was like, we'll try to full blitz on two and let's see what happens because I never played a mirror. So in this new era, like in the past, yes, but in this new era with Raichu and stamps, I never play a mirror. So in my head it was like, all right, try to full blitz and let's see what happened.
Yeah.
Um, he started Raichu, but power plant pass game one. I was like, no, can't be. I want to play, And everyone was like, well, that's the game. And then I had the Dene, but of course the power plant I can't do it, so I got simply Borner for I don't know why attach pass because my Stadium Navi was double tails,
Oh.
so I couldn't put Thunder Mountain on Lights on the labs. And we were passing like 2 3 turns, and then I found the stadium, so the Dene and full is the Raichu, his scoop. Game two, uh, both I guess we were full blitzing, and it was a really close game, but I could manage to win the game with Stamp and stuff and Raichu. But yeah, game two was more close. But yeah, I could won because I full blitz, power on my bench, the opponent couldn't kill me, I found double entry power, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's super good. So 6-1, 1-4-0, and face. I wanted to ID, of course, the last to make the top eight, and it was Thor 34, Sander 32, and then two Gardevoir players like Stefan, another guy with 31, and I had 31. So Thor will face 131, Sander will face another 31, and the last 31 will face at 29 points because no 30, and couldn't ID. So I was like, please, I can face Thor, I can face everything, but not the 21 guy, 29 points guy. And of course, I faced the 29, so I need to play. And I wanted to relax, but I couldn't. So his abilities are Benjamin Fan, really good player.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I need to play. If I lose, I guess I made top 8 anyway because the resistance. But I was like, all right, trying to win or tie the game. Game one, I guess it was the worst game I played ever in the tournament. It was like super tired, and I had in mind really beat top 8, but then faced the 29. Was a little upset, but well, play and I played super bad. Like the opponent start like pool picks. I start Pika and I attach Pika to my turn and I pass and I forgot to retreat because if I retreat, my Pika is safe. But I forgot to retreat, so that's a really misplay because if the opponent hits the Pika, then he needs less to kill the Pika. For example, if he hits like he did with Hoopa, he only needs 4 energies in turn tornado or Hydra instead of 5. So my turn was really bad. The opponent finds the switch, Hoopa, then the welder, the Chari pass. I mean, attack with Hoopa. So I full blitz, but course, the opponent even don't need welder that turn because he already has the range of 200 KO. So I was like praying with the stamps. So I stamp, he hits everything. I stamp again, and if the opponent finds Victini, I lose game one. And it was funny because that turn that he killed me with Hitran later, I already take two prizes, I guess, like Hoopa and Jirachi, something like that. But I was four prizes remaining, so I even can't KO Charizard for. So they want to KO me with Hitran, and my hand was really good. Like I had Tag Switch, Energy Switch, Energy per turn, Thunder Mountain. So I was like, I guess with Bills I have a lot of outs to Tag Bolt with my Pika with zero energy, my second Pika. So Radar for Pika, Bench Pika, and I was like, I need to go all in. If I don't go all in, I lose this game because he had everything. So I was like, all right, it's possible. I bench Pika, Tag Ball to Pika, Energy Switch to Pika, Attach to Pika, Thunder Mountain. So I needed Coco Prism to Tag Ball for game, the Hitran and the Dene from nowhere. And I Dene, I really need Boner or Bills, and I didn't hit the Bills or Boner to Pokecom. I was like, no. So I simply Tag Ball the Hitran, Stamp to 2, and he didn't fund the Victini in the Stamp to 2. If not, he will win. So I just simply custom catches. But I played super bad this game, but still winning because the stamp is really broken. And so then my opponent lose the first game, and then he said, Pedro, please, can we ID? I was like, that's fine. The ID is fine for me, so let's ID. I mean, let's tie, let's tie. So we didn't play more games. He wanted to tie after the lose. Of course, I could continue playing, but for me, the tie was top 8, right? So I simply tied with him.
Sure.
And top 8, I was looking for new flights because I probably will lose my flight. And it's like, all right, I have time to play top 8, but if I lose the top 8, I go quickly to the airport. And if I win, I book another flight because I will try to win the tournament and stuff. So I even didn't check the standings, and I face Stefan. Like people told me, you face Stefan in the rankings. All right, that's fine. The matchup feels bad, but I will try. We have 2 lives on the labs, and it's possible to win. So that was really funny because I didn't expect to win because the matchup feels bad. I never played against Iowa, but my game plan in my head was like trying to license the labs KO and try to save the both license the labs if I'm lucky to hit the correct moment. But sometimes, of course, you have in turn 1, you need to do then and you lose the game.
Right.
And he already posted on Twitter after he made it 1. He said, I post in Pokevich my list of the tournament. So I checked Pokevich, of course. And let's see what your 60 cards before play the match. Why not? You already told your deck is in Pokevich. It was before the Pywall. So I checked the list before playing him. All right, that was like 2-3 minutes. All right, 4 Gardevoir, 2 or 3 stand, don't remember. 4 power plant, need to be and then I said, I saw 1 lightning charm. I was like, oh, 1 lightning charm. If he's priced, the matchup could be better. Or if I kill the Gardevoir with the lightning charm, I had more outs to win the game. So I felt better after watching his list in Pokevich. And game 1, he started Cherneas, coach trainer for 2, draw Gardevoir, attaching to Gardevoir pass. And he's like, all right, maybe he breaks. It's my way, it's my way to try to win the match. And I found my turn 1, I found full blitz turn 1 with electric power his Cernias to power up Pika. I was like, sorry mate, but sometimes you throw like this. Like Thunder Mountain, Coco Prism,
Yeah, you got it all.
180 Cernias, power up Pika. So he attached into Gardevoir, found I guess green for another Cherish Ball, another Gardevoir, but I simply double electric power. 260, like with lights on the last one. I don't remember exactly, but turn 2 KO his Gardevoir, 170 the other Gardevoir, so he scoop.
Yeah.
And we go in 2, he put power plant on 1 me, and I was like, alright, I played 3 builds, 4 boners, to find a Stadium Navi, like 3 stadiums, but I played Jirachi, but when he power plant me, my hand was dead. Like I have the Dene, but no stadium change. So I simply in my hand, catcher for 2, because I had the den in hand in case I draw the stadium. I catch it for 2, nothing, so I attach in pick a pass. Stefan draw, attach, green whatever pass, because he always chooses to go first, so he can't attack turn 2 never, because he attached on 1, he attached on 2. So he loses 2 turns, but he chooses to go first. So I have 2 turns without he attacking me. And again, I draw a custom catcher, so I do the same play like Radar, thin the 2 cards hand, keep 1 dead in hand, catch it for 2 again, I finally draw a stadium. So I finally draw a stadium. At that point, I forgot to say that turn 2, he puts, he greens for double lightning charm. I was like, oops,
He
oops,
made
he
some
plays
made some
2.
changes from his list. Yeah.
It's not the same list. He plays 2 charms. And he attacked both charms. I was thinking game 3, but let's try to play game 2. If I find my lights on the labs and KO the same turn, whatever. So I just put the stadium. I go see what lights on the labs. I full blitz for 150. No, yeah, 150. And the opponent's just healing, whatever. And 150 my Pika. So I found again my second lights on the labs. But I thought if I put it and I KO the Gardevoir, he will change the stadium, stand me to 3, KO my pick, and I lose. So I had the KO, but I prefer to go for my game plan number 2 if the opponent draw well. That was I can retreat the Pika, attack with Zapdos, but he can heal, he can set up a better board. So I had 3 options: KO with the Lights on the Lab full blitz, but then I said, all right, he's gonna stand me and I'm gonna lose. I could retreat the Pika, a hit with Zapdos, but I did the play. I guess it's the correct play. I guess he didn't understand when I play with him, but I guess it was the correct play when you hit a bad matchup that it was say pass with pick active. I mean, I full blitz for 0, power on my Raichu, but I give the 3 price on purpose. So then he said, all right, he greens whatever 150. He's a 3 price remaining. So I put Jirachi active. I have the KO again, but I prefer to go stand to 2 than stand to 3. So I Jirachi, attach. Even if I had the KO in hand and I have everything in hand, I wanted to show him that my hand was really bad, so he can't stamp me, but my hand was really good to combat. My hand was like double 3 power labs stamp. But when I Jirachi for nothing, even if I saw something, I take nothing. So I wanted to pretend that I'm breaking.
Yeah.
And I attach in right to pass. So then Stefan has like 20 cards in hand. He 150 my Jirachi. He has 5 energies in play. So I was like, all right, that's the moment. He's the 2 price remaining. He already threw 3 or 4 greens. And yeah, I did the play. I was passing, 3 turns on purpose, and then right to electric power, slice on the labs. Turn to 2. I had no more Jirachi surprise attackers in the bench. Pick in the bench to survive the 200 damage of Gardevoir GX to win the game. So I stand to 2, KO the first Gardevoir, put pick active, and the opponent has 1 Gardevoir with 3 energies and 2 cards in hand. And lies on the labs in play. So then he draw Stamp. My hand was super big. He draw Stamp and catch it for 2 or for 1. Don't remember. Yeah, 2 cards. Stamp. Yeah, catch it for 2. And in the catch it for 2, I guess he found like the wonderful library, something like that. I don't remember well. But I simply just no, he found a power plan, I guess, or something like that. I don't remember. So I just tried to paralyze him. I don't remember correctly, but it wasn't at a stadium. But well, it was like a card that I hit with right to paralyze. But my hand in the stand was like energy, Zapdos, energy. So I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So next turn I hit 160. So I can't KO next turn because if I hit with Raichu is 80. And I already used the GX, so he will survive. And if I go with Zapdos energy, it's 80. So 160, 80 is 240. So I can't kill the Gardevoir yet. Then it was when he drew the wonderful Labyrinth that turn and passed because he was paralyzed. So it was like, all right, I'm going to lose. Raichu can't hit, Zeraora can't hit because the Lightning Charm. And I mean, I can go Zapdos and chill, try to wait. But I was praying, of course, if Stefan draw 1 greens, he wins because double custom catcher.
Right.
And then I top deck Electros. bench it, put the 7 energy in field in him, retrieve with survivability, and I was extending my hand. Stefan read the card, the judge read the card, and then he said, okay, and then he extended the hand because 160 of Raichu and 130 of Electros was 290. So that top deck was really good. And yeah, I advanced to top 4. Was a surprise. Really happy for that. So then I was booking my new flight because I won't go flight. And I faced Tort with his Mewtwo Welder Shedinja. I felt it was a good matchup, at least okay matchup. Of course, when you face Tort, you can't have a good matchup because he's the best. But in paper, the matchup seems not that bad because you have 2 Lysander Labs and 2 stamps, and he only plays 1 switch. So you can paralyze a lot of turns, and the opponents play only 1 switch. So game 1, I started Raichu, draw Hoopa, pass. And before the tournament, my Hoopa was my 4 Jirachi, but I wanted to beat Malamar, so I changed my 4 Jirachi for Hoopa. And I remember it in top 4 game 1 because I break, but that's fine. I go game 2. And game 2, we have a really poor draws, both. Like he with Welder, I with Horizon 2. So we had a really, really poor draws, both. And at some point, I stamped to 4 to him and paralyzed the Charizard that has 6 energies. So if he can't find the switch, I guess I win the game. Of course, I kill the Charizard and then I need to kill another stuff. But I felt that if I kill the Registrar with his energies, I will win in the long. But in the stamp to 4, he the Dene. I mean, he found Cherish Ball for the Dene. He had like 30 cards in the deck. Red challenge in the discard pile. The other red challenge was priced. He told me. So he has 1 switch and 1 Hapu out. And Hapu is like half out. It's not that out.
Yep.
But he the Dene. He said me, sorry, Pedro. I was like, all right, when taxi, go quickly to the airport. He switch, KO me, and I scoop. And yeah. So I ordered a taxi, like, all right, I booked the new flight, but I maybe take my first flight yet because I break the game 1 and game 2 break, and then he found the switch. But yeah, I finally take my first flight for 5 minutes, something like that. Was super lucky.
Nice.
And yeah, even if I lost to Thor, I was happy with him because friend, he won a world tournament, his first regional in the new era. So if I need to lose against someone, I prefer to lose to him. So yeah, feels really good. 23 games I played, 23 wins. 5 games I lose 5 bricks, or 4.5 bricks. And yeah, my tie round 14 was a win tie. So even played bad sometimes, even doing misplays, the deck feels really good. If you are winning, you win because I try to be skilled and try to do correct plays. If you are losing, you can write your stamp and come back. So definitely feels really great, and I'm really happy with my performance.
Yeah, for sure. Top 4 is definitely something to be very, very proud of. So looking back at the tournament, obviously things worked out well for you. Like you said, you went 23-5 in games or something like that, which is really crazy. Super consistent, obviously. Is there anything looking back you think you would change, or moving forward that you think as the meta shifts that you need to include in the deck?
So I really feel that we only lost to Mill. Like I guess you can't beat a good Pidgeotto player that they draw well and they know what to do. I guess you can't beat Pidgeotto if they play well. So I'm thinking about Cyrus Prism. Not sure if you win the matchup, but at least should be like if one turn, if you don't take prizes at all, you don't take prizes. So the opponent, if the opponent stamp to you, is stamp to 6. So if you prepare a board with a double catcher like a Cyrus Prism, stamp. Of course, a lot of stuff, but you can prepare with Bills and Bonner. And KO the active, the opponent has only 1 active and 1 bench, and stamp it to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, only probably, you can win the matchup or maybe tie. I'm not sure. So probably Cyrus Prism, because I guess Striker wins the matchup, but it's too. And I guess I really want the 4 Jirachi. Even if I only, breaks 5 times, you never want to break. Play 3 Bills, 4 Bonner, 4 Radars, sometimes enough, and 4 Switch. But I guess I'm really happy with my Zapdos, Electros, Hoopa. Like, I guess you need 2 of them. So the third could be the 4 Jirachi. Like, I joined the Hoopa the last time before the tournament for the 4 Jirachi. and it helps to me even if I face 0 Malamars. I have to put it inactive and KO something after stamp to your opponent. But I guess for league caps that are best of one, in Spain we have best of 3 league caps.
Okay.
So normally you can play 3 Jirachi. If you break one game, you try to win the other 2. But in best of 1 league caps, I guess I will play like 4 Jirachi and 4 Bills for Volner to not break. So we started the deck with 3 Jirachis and 2 Dedenes, and then we changed and 3 Pokecoms. But then it's like, all right, we need 4 Jirachi. But I finally changed Frahupa, and we need 3 Dedenes. So I guess the last cards of the deck was the third Pokecom that sometimes is super needed for your Coco Prism. Third Pokecom was one of the cats, and the other cats was the 4 bill. We play 4 bill. But yeah, I guess the deck is really good. The builds can be Lilies or Cynthia. That's a personal preference. I was really happy with the builds, but I felt Cynthia or Lily are super great too. So if you tested build, if you are watching this and you test the build and you don't like it a lot, you can play Cynthia. So it's definitely super fine too. So possible inclusions like 4 build, third Pokecom, Cyber Prism Star need to test it to try to beat Mill. Maybe 2 Raichus is needed if you price Raichu against tag team, like Mewtwo especially. And you only need 2 price attackers, babies. The third could be another card. So, but yeah, really happy in general. Or if you expect a lot of Keldeos, you can just go power plant. But yeah, Lysander Lab seems better.
For sure. All right. Well, as we wrap things up here, I definitely want to give you a chance if there's any shout outs you want to give or any social media plugs. Feel free. The floor is yours.
All right. Thank you. So, shout out especially to Eduard Luque for the Pika Bills busted deck. I was really happy. It felt like the Zapdos you're doing in the past that I only lost to Zoroark. It feels like the new Pika Bills only lost to Mill, and you compete everything else. So really happy. So shout out to him for sure for the busted idea and busted deck. Shout out to my team Limitless for the support. My sponsors, Ultra Pro and Car Market for sponsoring me and helped me making my life easier as a competitive player because we have sleeps, we have stuff like that. Always good.
Mm-hmm.
And follow me on my social medias. I'm really active. I have like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch and YouTube. But normally I'm super active on Twitter. My main social media, Sininchi, and I'm streaming a lot every day, or at least every Monday to Friday normally because I compete in weekends. So follow me on Twitch. I try to play a different deck every day so people can watch a variety of decks. And my Twitch is Sininchi18, so you can find it and try to watch me and having fun with some misplays and dancing and singing Latino music. So check it out for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, definitely be sure to check all those things out. Everything will be linked down in the description. Pedro, thank you once again for coming on and doing this interview. I always love getting to talk to you about Pokemon, and I'm sure people love hearing your insight as one of the best players in the game, hearing your thought process behind the deck decision and how the games obviously went for you. So congrats once again. Top 4 is amazing. Guys, definitely, like I said, follow Pedro on all of his social medias and stuff. And you can also follow me, Trainer Chip, on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. All of those things are at Trainer Chip. Be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed, and subscribe to see more Pokemon TCG videos. And that's going to do it for us, guys. We're going to get out of here. And until next time, take care.